The end of Voyager 1 is near. Friends, Voyager 1 has been traveling in space for the last 47 years, and with that it is nearing its end. Voyager 1 has gone so far out of our reach that it takes up to 20 hours and 33 minutes to deliver a signal to our most advanced James Webb telescope at such a distance. And that's how long it takes for the signal from Voyager 1 to come to Earth. Voyager 1 was launched on the 5th of September, 1977. And despite being such an old technology, Voyager 1 is still active today, and is still providing us information about events happening in space. That's a big thing for us. But at the same time, it is important to note that space is so big that Voyager 1 will be lost in this dense darkness of the cosmos after some time. When Voyager 1 was launched, it was only 3.4 seconds away from falling to Earth. When Voyager 1 was launched on the 5th of September, 1977, there was some technical fault in the rocket of Voyager at the time of launch. Despite having fuel in the second engine of the rocket, it could not be turned on in the second stage after the rocket launch. This forced the scientists to burn the propellant of the other component, so that Voyager 1 does not stop going up, and does not fall down. And the other component from which the propellant was used was going to be used much later in the mission, so that the Voyager can be released into space at speed. But during the launch, all the fuel of that propulsion was exhausted. And just 3.4 seconds before it ran out of fuel, the Voyager went into space. If the orbital entry of the Voyager was delayed by 3.4 seconds, the Voyager mission would have to be aborted completely. And today such a huge part of human history does not even exist to talk about. Due to such a big error in the early stage, many people thought that this mission would not last long. To date, Voyager 1 has shown us the first images of outer space, including Jupiter and Saturn, along with the discovery of many celestial objects and the Moon, and with that Voyager 1 became the first man-made object to go into interstellar space on August 2012. The Voyager was designed to be operational for only 5 years. But today, after almost 47 years, it is still fully active. Such an event has never happened in any space mission before, and may never happen in the future. The end of Voyager 1 began on August 1, 2012, when Voyager 1 became the first man-made object to enter interstellar space. When it fell out of the solar system, it was heavily affected by cosmic radiation from interstellar space, which is much stronger than solar radiation. And due to its contact, many of the instruments of Voyager started having technical problems and they stopped working. Because these instruments were not designed to face such an environment. Issue 1, we got to see its first impact in 2017. The primary thrusters of the Voyager failed and there was a possibility of malfunctioning. By the way, Voyager was not so much dependent on its thrusters. Because of the spread of the primary thrusters, the scientists tried to start its secondary thrusters. These thrusters had not been used for decades, and they had not been used since the launch of the Voyager, but surprisingly those secondary thrusters turned on for the first time. Issue 2, we got to see the second issue related to Voyager in 2019. When both Voyager spacecraft were designed in 1970. Then 450-watt radioisotope thermoelectric generators, also known as RTGS, were installed to provide power supply to both. They generate power from the decay of plutonium-238. When heat is generated by the decay of plutonium-238 in the generators, these generators supply power to the entire probe by converting that heat energy into electric energy. But it is also important to know that there is a limit to the decay of plutonium. And these generators generate up to 4 watts of energy every year. But now, 47 years after 1977, these generators generate 40 to 45% less energy, due to which it is not possible to fully power all the instruments of the probe. For this reason, in 2019, scientists had to decide which instruments they cut power consumption so that the life of the Voyager spacecraft could be increased. After discussing for a long time, they decided that they would turn off the heaters of some instruments of the probe. Everything from energy to heat is being arranged to maximize the life of the Voyager. The Issue 3. In November 2023, Voyager began to face a problem that probably had no solution. In November 2023, Voyager's Flight Data System, FDS, is behaving very strangely. The part of the FDS that receives the command from Earth executes the command after receiving it. But in one such part of the FDS, there is an issue, which is responsible for transmitting the data being captured by the Voyager on Earth. It is called Telemetry Modulation Unit, TMU. TMU transmits the nearby scientific data as well as the status of the instruments to the Earth in the form of 0 and 1. But for some time, it has been transmitting in a definite pattern in which there is no data of any kind. And he keeps repeating the same pattern. To solve this issue, FDS was rebooted, and an attempt was made to bring it back to the pre-issue state. However, the issue was not resolved, and still transmitting the same data. There are two ways to solve this problem. It takes 21 hours to send any signal from an Earth to a Voyager, which means that if the query is to be resolved, then the scientists will have to spend 2 days like this, due to which it is now beginning to seem impossible to reach a solution. The second issue is that the structure of FDS has become so old that no one knows about it so much. And no such issue has been mentioned in the basic manual of FDS with this. Not a single person from the team that designed the FDS is alive now who can tell the hidden details related to it and resolve this issue. In short, Voyager has stopped giving us its powerful data, and will rarely give it in the future. Maybe the Voyager will now roam in infinite space as a sign of humanity. Even if a connection is made to both Voyagers in any way, and no matter how much they try to drag their lives, they will be able to do it until 2036 at most. Because after 2036, both the Voyager spacecraft will move across the DSN, i.e. Deep Space Network. It will go far away from the maximum communication distance of humans. And after this, the chances of whether they will ever be retraced or not are absolutely negligible. Friends, this is the end of the most glorious mission in human history, which will be hovering in the deep cloud 300 years from now. And 40,000 years later it will be passing by another star system. Do you think we will be so advanced in the future that we will be able to retrieve Voyager again? Be sure to tell me in the comments. That's all for now. Stay connected with us to watch such exciting videos. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.